Sometimes learning English feels like solving a puzzle. You understand the words, but not the meaning behind them. Real-life conversations, especially emotional ones, are full of nuance. That's why storytelling is so powerful. It teaches you the rhythm of natural language, the hidden meanings behind simple phrases, and how emotions are expressed in English. And today's story, one that begins with a little girl's strange sentence, is a perfect example of that. It was a quiet, gray morning in early spring when I took a substitute teaching job at a small elementary school on the edge of town. I wasn't supposed to be there long, just for a week while the regular teacher recovered from surgery. The school was modest, the kids loud and energetic, and the classroom smelled faintly of crayons and pencil shavings. On my first day, just after I introduced myself, a little girl with messy brown hair and big green eyes walked straight up to me during recess. She looked about 7, holding a paper folded in half. She looked up with complete seriousness and said, "You're going to save my mom." I blinked, unsure if I had heard her correctly. "I'm sorry, what?" She repeated slowly, "You're going to save my mom." That was it. No explanation, no smile, and before I could say anything else, she handed me the paper and ran off to play. I stood there, holding the mystery note, more confused than I'd been in years. Inside, the note was written in uneven handwriting. "Dear teacher, I don't know if you believe in magic, but my mom is very sad. I think she's disappearing. I can't make her smile anymore. If you're reading this, maybe you can help. Please." The words hit me like a cold wind. I sat down in the empty classroom, rereading the note again and again. I didn't know the girl's name yet. I hadn't even met her mom. And yet, there I was, with a request that went far beyond spelling tests and multiplication tables. Over the next few days, I paid closer attention. Her name was Nora. She was quiet in class but incredibly smart. She often helped the other students when they were stuck. But she always looked distracted, as if something was pulling at her thoughts from far away. One day I saw her sketching during lunch, a woman curled up on a couch, surrounded by dark clouds. The drawing made my chest tighten. So I started writing back. At the end of each school day, I left a small note in Nora's desk, disguised as a writing exercise. Write about a place that makes you feel safe. Or tell me one memory that makes you smile. She answered every time. Slowly, her writing shifted from pain and worry to hope and warmth. She wrote about baking cookies with her mom, laughing at movies together, hiding under blankets during thunderstorms. A week passed. Then 2. I stayed longer than planned by choice. And one day I met her mother. It was at a school open house. A woman stood near the doorway, clutching her purse too tightly. Her clothes were neat, but her eyes looked exhausted. Nora ran to her and tugged her hand. "This is the teacher I told you about." Her mother gave a tired but genuine smile. "I'm sorry if Nora's been too much. She worries a lot." "She's wonderful," I said. "And she's a writer." Nora's mother blinked, surprised. "She's always scribbling in notebooks." I thought it was just doodles. I gently handed her one of the stories Nora had written, about a girl who brought color back to a gray world by planting a single flower each day. Tears welled in her mother's eyes. "She wrote this?" We stood in silence. Then she said, almost to herself, "I used to write. Before everything got so heavy." That night, Nora left a final note in her desk. "You didn't save my mom with magic. You just reminded her she was still alive. Thank you." I kept that note. So what do we learn from a story like this, besides the emotions? English is full of phrases that don't mean exactly what they say. "You're going to save my mom" wasn't about doctors or superheroes. It was about hope. "As she's disappearing" didn't mean magic, it meant depression, sadness, withdrawal. Understanding English deeply means learning to read between the lines. It means knowing how people really speak when they're afraid, when they're vulnerable, when they're 7 years old and asking for help the only way they know how. Here's your task. Think of a sentence that sounds simple but hides a deeper meaning, like, "I can't make her smile anymore." What do you think it really means? Write your answer in the comments. And if you felt something while hearing this story, hit subscribe to Fluentory. We believe stories teach English in the most human way, through emotion, connection, and truth.